Hello. In the last video I went over what to look for that would impact grading. So, and the type of card, some of the types of cards that I like to grade. But I'm going to go into what I'm going to do this time is because I'm pretty sure most of these ones have very minuscule flaws that I'm not going to go over. I'm not going to inspect each one like I did in the last video. That'll be pinned hopefully up here at the end of the video somewhere if you haven't watched that one. But I'm going to give examples on why I would potentially look to get something graded. I think this would be very beneficial to some people. It might give you some more ideas on what you should be looking to grade. I'm not going to grade something like this Brandon Podziemski, right? Not to pick on Brandon Podziemski. Let me look for a football example too. I would say like a Luke Van Ness base prism. Here we go. Kyle Hamilton opted on Rust Rated Rookie. So these two cards I would like very much not look to grade. Why I wouldn't look to grade is because you could probably eventually find one of these cards if you're like really wanting to have a PSA slab of these two cards. You could probably find one in someone's $5-10 bins eventually, over time especially. But so to pay 20 bucks plus the cost of whatever their card is, it just doesn't make any sense if they're going to be in the $5-10 bins eventually. This is the first example. This is a Chad Ochocinco Johnson. It's numbered out of 500. He's signed kind of over the numbering, but it's a long form rookie auto of Chad Ochocinco Johnson. He stopped doing the long form, so he pretty much just switched it to just doing CJ. And he still hasn't done a long form auto, so he only has certain products where his long form auto is actually on the card and all that, where he signed it like that. But this one looked super clean to me. I think it might have like a slight corner issue there, but even then it doesn't even look like it. So something like this, Hall of Famer, one of the best of our time, wide receiver, skill position player. He's also kind of, I think he has a podcast or something. I'm not too sure. I think he did. I don't know. I might be mixing him up with somebody, but so this is one that I haven't really went over to get graded, but this would be a good grade candidate. And the reason why I would consider grading this is because if the value, I don't think there's probably been a PSA 10 sold, I would guess, in the last year plus, maybe, give or take. But one of these cards, if you get a PSA 10, man, that could be, I would guess, to the right person, it could be upwards of 200 bucks. But I would say conservative 150 bucks for something I paid probably around, it was either I paid $30 value. I paid $30 pretty much for one copy I had of this one. I sold the other one for $30, and then I bought one for less, and I probably came out to like 25 bucks. So if I average it out right, I just pretty much paid $25 for this one and $20 grading fee. That's 45 bucks, where I could turn that into 150. Yeah, I'm gonna take that chance. So this one is a Marvin Harrison. It's the senior. So Marvin Harrison, senior. He was the Colts wide receiver for a long time. I gotta inspect this card more, and I think I might grade it. It's got 2 surface dimples. I just said I'm not gonna go over a card like that, but it looks, this card hasn't ever gotten a higher grade than a PSA 8. So something like this would be really nice. And the reason why I really like this card also is because it's not a rookie autograph, actually. So it's an error card. I bought it not knowing it was an error card, but this 1998 Collector's Edge Rookie Ink Marvin Harrison is not actually a rookie autograph. His rookie year was 1996. So something like this, even if I get a 9, I would be highest graded error card of a Hall of Famer who now has his son in the league looking to do amazing things. And it very well could get a 9. I would guess it's an 8 at the minimum. Just off of what I'm seeing, like the back looks pristine. The corners have like very minuscule whitening, like that's the worst corner. And then that one has a little bit, it might even be a part of the design. Let me look. Okay, that one's definitely whitening. That one's a little bit light, like, I would guess that's the worst corner, right? But that's still really good. And it has these 2 dots. I honestly probably will send this card in to get graded. Pretty much going upside, right? And if not, like, it's still a rookie ink error card of Marvin Harrison, Hall of Famer for the Colts. I paid $15 for this card, not knowing it was an error card. So yeah, I actually will probably consider grading this card. I gotta remove it from my listings and all that. So I will consider grading that card. So I'm gonna go over these 2 really quick. These are case hits. I actually have another one of the Luminosities, but what I would recommend is not sending one of the same card. If you know, like 2 of the same card, right? If you know this one might have something to get docked on it, because then if the other one's a clean copy, then they're gonna be like, well, that one doesn't have that, right? So like this one I think has like a very minor print line right there. You can see it through the top loader barely. But these are beautiful case hits from their respective products. This one's from, they're both from Luminance actually, but CeeDee Lamb and Joe Burrow, top players at their position. Joe Burrow, you know, just don't even need to say anything. CeeDee Lamb, just don't even need to say anything. Case hits, it just hits the mark, right? If you think it's going to at least 9 or 10 on case hits, you should be able to get your money back. I'm also into this card for like $2. This one I traded, it had a $30 sticker. I think I probably I bundled it with something and then bought it for 25, 30 bucks or something like that. So probably into this card for, I would guess, 20 bucks or so. So then here's 2 really great examples. 2 of what I would look to grade is color match, rookie, and hot players, right? Players that have really big hype to them. So they got Stephon Diggs now, but they're not committed to him long term. So Stephon Diggs, they could pretty much walk away from him next year. So Tank Dell and Nico Collins are pretty much, they just signed Nico Collins to a nice extension, and Tank Dell's on his rookie contract still. It's only completed the first year of it. So these 2 players I will be sending in. Color match, numbered out of 49, and it's the premier level. Plus, I think it'll grade well. Hoping for 10s on both of these guys. So stuff like that I will send in. Both had amazing years, and if I can sell those and if they do something, then you should be able to get paid out for it. Ayo Desunmu, this is also another color match. It's a 2nd year card, but a big product name, Optic Donruss. Color match for the Bulls. Big market team. Obviously, they had Michael Jordan, so there's a lot of fans for the Chicago Bulls. But he had an amazing end of the season last year. People don't talk about that enough. So when a player's hype is already, you know, starting to rise, that's, for me, something I like to consider, especially when a card is this clean. I think this pretty much gems, like, undoubtedly, unless if somehow I get unlucky. But Tucker Craft, Green Prism, numbered out of 25, Phoenix. So Phoenix doesn't have any hobby, or they only have hobby. They don't have any retail. So something like this costs a lot of money to try to get. And this is a green color match, numbered to only 25 copies in the world. This one also looked very, very clean. Tucker Craft also has a pretty decent following. I know AJ Dillon collects him alone, so I guess technically he wants all of his cards to be personally signed by him. So getting it graded might impact him wanting to spend the money, but technically wouldn't he want a copy that's super, super clean of it to then add to his collection, even if he's going to have it signed? So here's also another good example. Contours sell really well. This Phoenix insert is just a beautiful insert. This is a teal prism, #1 draft pick, quarterback. I say he's getting too much hate. If you go and look at all of his touchdown throws, pretty much there was like 6 routine, or like it was like, I don't know, it was like 5 routine throws he had to get a touchdown, and then 7 good throws. And there was no bad throws where it was just the receiver doing it. So I think people are sleeping on Bryce Young and counting him out too early. And this copy should probably gem. So here's one I got pack pulled from a break, from a break. It's a pink disco, 2nd year, Tyrese Halliburton. This was before he left. Actually, no, this was after he left the team that I pulled this. So it's limited to only 20 copies, 2nd year. He has hype to him. Tyrese Halliburton. He kind of, you know, plateaued a little bit there. Even started the downward slant. But something like this I will consider grading, especially because I know someone's going to want this card. And adding the PSA 10 is going to be a nice little premium I wouldn't have had otherwise. Here's a Steph Curry. It's numbered, 2nd year, numbered out of 199. So this copy looks really clean to me. I would be okay with a 9, to be honest. It would probably help me recoup my money more. So I'm probably into this card for about 32 bucks or so. I think maybe even 30 potentially, but just to be conservative, I might say 35 plus the $20 grading, 55 bucks. So if I get it PSA, you know, slabbed up, 55, I would just need to have to sell the card for, I would guess, 70 bucks, or I could save it in person, show people if it's PSA 8 or 9 or, you know, 10, and get cash and not have to deal with fees. So something like that, might as well take a chance, right? So this is a Randy Moss purple color match, purple color, cracked ice, numbered out of 225. It's a legend of the game, Hall of Famer, someone that a lot of people collect, and one of the Vikings all-time greats. Now they have Justin Jefferson, but people still love Randy Moss. So there's Nick Chubb. This is a Contours teal prism, numbered out of 150 also. And this card, Contours sell really well. So getting a PSA 10, Contours, Nick Chubb. He's got a lot of hype to him. He had the injury last year, but I think especially if I sell it before the season, or at least, you know, he's like, gets announced to be back to full workload, probably will sell pretty easily for more than what I have into it. So that'll be nice. And then a Dalton Kincaid, numbered at 75, tight end for the Bills. He doesn't have much competition, so target wise. So like, he has like, it's Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuel, and then James Cook with, Who did they add this year? Oh, Ray Davis. Sweet baby Ray. But yeah, he doesn't have much competition, so he could have one of the best tight end seasons we've seen in a long time, potentially, right? Sam LaPorta just had probably the best rookie season, so, but I think Sam LaPorta still will be a nice play this year, so getting something like this graded would be really nice in APSA 10. So here's a fired up JSN, Jackson Smith-Jigba, first overall wide receiver taken in last year's draft class. It's a lava parallel. So I like it. It's a fired up lava, numbered out of 150. It's pretty much an insert match, even though that's not even a thing, but it goes really well together. If you look at this card, like, that's lava, with the fired up, like, it goes really well with this card. But JSN, I think he's going to be an absolute stud. Tyler Lockett is aging. DK Metcalf helps him free up some space. They still have Tyler Lockett on the team, but he could take a leap up, and people do like JSN. So yeah, that's my whole thought process is so here's the list, right? Color matches. Cool looking cards, parallels, right? Cool looking cards with parallels, preferably. Color matches, short printed cards, cards that will increase the value. So this is a very good example. This will increase the value, hopefully. This one also, if there isn't a lot of PSA high graded stuff and you think it has a shot of at least matching that 8, or that highest graded value, right? Might be a good shot to go with it. And then also, here's the thing too, right? Even though you might not think that a card will get the highest grade possible, right? You don't think it will get a PSA 10. If you think, well, what even is a Patrick Mahomes card? Well, I guess Patrick Mahomes is such a drastically high example. But Josh Allen would be a decent one. What is a Josh Allen PSA 8 selling for? Prism Silver, maybe even Optic Hollow. Might be a decent comparison with Jalen Hurts Prism Black Silver. So you look at the Optic Hollow PSA 8. Well, you know, obviously they're a little different cards, but PSA 8, do you think this card has a really good shot at increasing in value? Do you think someone would be okay with having a PSA 8 of this card? Yeah, I think someone would be okay with having a PSA 8 with this card. So probably consider grading this card, because I would guess it would get, I would guess, $60 minimum in an 8 at some point in the future. Especially if he has the season I'm thinking. So this one's definitely getting graded too. I just went over this card in the last video that I did, so that'll also be up here somewhere at the end of here hopefully. I'm trying to get better at that, but appreciate you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Appreciate you guys. Take it easy.